Do you think though things are transitioning for the Bears? I mean, I think it's looking like they're going to win the North this year, but are we going to become the Detroit Lions? How they, went from being really bad into like, winning the division consistently and having some really good, great years as of late, minus this year.
I would argue that we're lined up to be better than the Lions in the future. Maybe not, maybe the offense not be as high powered as the Lions offense has been the last couple of years, but just as a collective team, I'd argue we'll be better. I think we could actually win a playoff game or two. The Lions really haven't been able to do that. They've been really good in
Yeah.
regular season. In the postseason, they kind of choke a little bit. I think we're gonna go in and do the opposite, honestly.
Yeah, and I mean, my mouth is watering just thinking about like, potential trades of a Crosby or a Garrett next because those dudes both been loving Caleb. They've both been giving him his praise for how good he is. I know both guys are getting tired and fed up in their situation. So thinking about the moves we can make next offseason to be even better, yeah, I think the Bears can get a chip in these next coming years. So I definitely see us being even better than Detroit and just that consistency, what Ben Johnson has done, the turnaround, making this team a winning culture. It's been great to see. And my next question for you is, do you think the Bears are a winning organization now? I mean, it hasn't been great previously, but now things are flipping from, polls to, Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams. Do you think this organization's headed the right direction for real? Winning organization.
I think the organization is heading in the right direction. I'm gonna pump the brakes a little bit on is this a winning organization? We've been a losing team pretty much for the
Yeah.
last 20 years. So it's hard to just have one good year and say, hey, we're a winning organization. So I'll pause the brakes on that, but we're a winning team right now. I'll say that.
How much stock are you investing in, the trio of Ben Johnson, Poles, and Caleb? I feel I'm
I'm
investing everything in it.
Yeah, I'm putting the house on it. Absolutely. The stock. I mean, now to like, I'm not gonna say that I think the Bears are gonna go out there and win a Super Bowl or anything of that nature, but in terms of just stock, in terms of like popularity and toughness and grit and going out performing each and every week, going, what does it say? Good, better, best. Um, I'm buying stock in that, absolutely, 100%. And I think that everybody is as well. I don't think it's just Bears fans. I think everybody around the league, the Bears are on notice now. People know what's going on.
Yeah, and I really love what Ben Johnson has done. We talked a little bit about him. Ryan Poles, I think he's had a fantastic offseason. I think he's had some great off seasons, but we haven't seen it come to fruition to the level we've seen it this year. Some
Yes,
of his picks that he's made, I mean, the guys he's brought into this roster, we're finally seeing it turn into something this year. And I think, with another offseason, he's going to, cook again. And yeah, Caleb Williams, he's showing all the makings of a star quarterback. And we finally have that guy, I feel like.
absolutely. That's a great, fantastic point that you made. Just talking about how like I remember a few weeks ago, and maybe a few months ago, when we had like a little rocky start. Everybody in the group chat was like, "Man, Pose, get him out of here," because every year, truly, every year the Bears win the offseason. This is the first
Yeah.
time where we won the offseason and actually went out and performed on the field in a long time.
It's nice to win the offseason and the regular season too.
Exactly.
So things are heading in the great direction with that. More on Ben Johnson though, like how big is it for him to win 10 games in his first season? I've talked to Jay and he's had some crazy takes about Ben Johnson already being better than Mike Ditka as a Bears coach.
Oh my God. I look, I'm gonna stay in the moment, man. I'm not gonna talk too crazy about it. Ben Johnson is awesome. This is a historic rookie season for Ben Johnson as a head coach, especially under the Bears organization. Like there's no question about that. Um, Now, will I say that he's better than Mike Dick or better than, this coach or Belichick? No, I'm not gonna go out and say all that, but I will say in terms of a rookie season for a head coach, this is up there with the best of them. 100% absolutely. I agree.
As good as it could get. Like the Bears
Yes,
last season, 5-12, losing like 10 straight games or something crazy after the loss to the Commanders, and just having seasons where your head coach is losing you football games. You don't know how to win. This year, they learned how to win quickly. After the 2 games skid where you lost the first 2 games, you got clapped by Detroit, and then you just consistently found ways to win. Now you're putting together more polished performances. So yeah, the turnaround has been great. One thing I've been thinking though, 2018, it was a great year. Fantastic year. Defense was playing at a high level. Offense was creative, but obviously there was limitations with Mitchell Trubisky. How do you compare this year's team to 2018?
And we were what? A 30-yard, 40-yard field goal away from advancing to the next round?
We win the Super Bowl if we win that game. I don't think we lose to anybody. I don't think we lose to anybody.
I think the two teams are similar in terms of completeness of a team. I would honestly, though, probably say this team is better. And I want to say that this team is better because the competition that is out there in the NFC and the AFC, I believe, is a little bit better now than what it was in 2018.
But yeah,
Every team has been all the top teams have been dominant this year. Like your 10-4 teams, your 9-5 teams, whatever the case may be. Those are dominant teams. They all are. Whereas in 2018, I don't think they were as dominant. I don't want to, poop on that organization, those teams from 2018 or anything, but it's no question that the teams today are a little bit better. Like Mahomes isn't even going to the playoffs this year. Lamar might not be in the playoffs this year. That tells you how
yeah.
deep these teams are.
Yeah, it's crazy. That year was probably just the Rams that the Bears had to worry about. Tom Brady was still on the Patriots, but yeah, there wasn't the level of competition and the parity that there is this year. But in terms of like looking at both teams, I think the defense for the Bears was the force, was a driving force. Now this year, our offense is a top 5, top 10, top scoring offense. The takeaway ratio, our defense leads the NFL in takeaways. So our defense is still really good. It's not the level of 2018, still really good. Offensively, I think we clear that unit. It was a creative unit, but Caleb, Ben Johnson, the weapons we have, the offensive line we have. Yeah, I would personally take this team over 2018 because I think it's I don't know, maybe because the sustainability of it is way better. And I think the Bears not only going to be good for this season, but also the long term too. Whereas 2018, it really you didn't see too much of a future with it with Trubisky. It's limitations.
Yeah, we're the Bears are a super young team on both sides of the ball. Like, and I think the only thing we're really missing is that dominant pass rusher on the outside.
Yeah. But I would want him to get an extension done with, Keenan Allen. I would want him to stay with the Chicago Bears for maybe 2 or 3 more years because he's coming off his best season last year with the Chargers.